Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday, the 25th of Rabi'ul Akhir, 29th of October 2024. This Majlis took place after the Esha Salat. This Majlis took place after the Isha Salat at Madrasa Falahidarain, Tarkesar, Surat, Gujarat. Our Hazrat Wala starts off this Majlis by reciting the ayat of the Quran Majid, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. So our Hazrat Wala is saying that the silsila and this pattern and this habit of giving bayanat is continuous. It's not for a long time period, meaning the bayan itself is not long bayans, rather it is concise and mukhtasar. Presently, I am absolutely exhausted. Allah Ta'ala give me the tawfiq to say that which is beneficial for you people. Some of the Buzrugan-e-Deen, they were called, they ascended the mimbar, and they said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, ittaqullah, fear Allah, and then they descended. So that was, people even asked, Hazrat, and this year? He said, that is the khulasa of everything, ittaqullah, what more do you want? Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb used to quote this to us tremendously. The matlab of waz is not this, that you have to give a discourse for 2 to 3 hours. Over and over, the ulama of Deoband used to come. But this is what he would try to explain. He used to even explain this to them. Now if somebody is giving a long talk, he would not make nakir on that. However, if somebody gives a mukhtasar talk, then you should not make nakir on that. You should not make nakir on that. So Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of adopting the tariqah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You people can see my mazuri, my difficulty, etc. I will speak concisely and you people accept it. Thereafter our Hazrat Wala quotes the narration, اعملوا بطاعة الله واتقوا معاصي الله ومروا أولادكم بامتثال الأوامر واجتناب النواهي ذلك وقاية لهم ولكم من النار. That carry out the deeds in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stay away from the prohibitions of Allah. Command your children to carry out that which is good and prohibit them to carry out that which is bad. For this would be a shield for them and for you against the fire of Jahannam. Now, Allah is our Rabb and we are the servants. It is the duty of the servant to be in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and hidayat of making qadr of the deen of our Nabi. Now this year, اعملوا بطاعة الله واتقوا معاصي الله ومروا أولادكم بامتثال الأوامر واجتناب النواهي ذلك وقاية لهم ولكم من النار. This is a great wa'az and admonition, a bayan on its own. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam made bayan. The Sahaba heard attentively and they went and they made amal. That's how they became successful. We should make amal, take this to our houses and spread it, let it go so that others can also hear on it and practice on it. Our Hazrat Wala is then saying that I have my personal diary, Bayaz, Ikhas, Hissa, Saum. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله. Allah Ta'ala is saying, I misquoted there, the right ayat there is, يا أيها الرسل كلوا من الطيبات واعملوا صالحا إني بما تعملون عليم. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, O messengers, eat from the good things and act righteously of whatever you do. I am fully aware. O messengers, listen to it again, eat from the good things and act righteously. And lastly, Allah Ta'ala says, of what you do, I am fully aware. So here, Allah Ta'ala is saying the essence of the tafsir here we go through, like how we have given you the permission to use the ni'mats and the bounties. Similarly, we have given you the hukam of carrying out the ibadat. Now, not only that, we have also given the other Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam this. We have also given the other Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam this hukam so that they could also then advise their various ummats respectively. So, O Payghambar, O messengers, eat from the good things, because it is the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and after eating, give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In what sense? By carrying out good deeds. I know about all the things that you have done, meaning your ibadat and your good actions, which I will reward you for. And surely this is your creed, a single creed, I am your Rabb, so fear me. But what happens after that? They split up ways from one another, dividing themselves into factions, each faction happy with what lies before it. So leave them in their negligence for some time. Don't think that they have been granted this and that and the other. No, this is respite from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do they think that by consistently providing them with wealth and children, we are accelerating the real good things to them? The fact, however, is that they do not understand the reality of the matter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Ya ayyuhar rusul kulu min at-tayyibati wa amalu saliha. O messengers, eat from the good things and act righteously. Now the word tayyibat means pure and good things, since things which are forbidden under the Islamic laws are neither pure nor desirable for people who are gifted with common sense. It follows that the word tayyibat refers only to the things which are permitted under the Islamic Sharia and which are not only good in appearance but also pure in their intrinsic nature. This verse also tells us that all prophets were enjoined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do two things: eat food which is clean and permissible under Sharia, and to do good deeds. And considering that these injunctions have been addressed to the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam, who are impeccable in any case, it is necessary for their followers that they should strive hard to mold their lives according to these injunctions. This is, in fact, the real meaning of this verse. Now, the ulama have explained about these commands. These two commands points to the fact that consumption of halal, lawful food has a very important bearing on human actions. And when a person takes lawful food only, a divine guidance takes his actions along the path of righteousness. But if the food is unlawful, then serious obstacles will prevent the accomplishment of good deeds in spite of his best intentions. According to a hadith, people travel many long miles and are covered with dust, and then they make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with hands upraised, calling out, Ya Rab, Ya Rab, O Lord, O Lord. But since they eat forbidden things, and their clothes are also made from forbidden material, there is little hope for their du'as being granted. There is very little hope for their du'as being granted. So, beautiful food, there's no mumana'at for that. On one occasion, Hazrath Tanwi was there on the dastarkhan. There was delicious foods that were put. Now, of course, a person is reluctant. He addressed Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, saying that, listen, eat. These are also the ni'mats of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, you find on the other hand, many people make ghulu in this year, in this particular aspect, that you just can't have any good food or this or that or the other. So we should have yaqeen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the provider, the one who gives rizq, and we should then appreciate it accordingly. You can see my tiredness and weakness. You make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala completes my safar, meaning make it easy for me, etc. Now let us make dua. Allahumma hdina wa saddidna. Oh Allah, guide us and keep us firm. Give us istiqamah. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك اليسر والمعافاة في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك رزقا طيبا وعلما نافعا وعملا متقبلا. There are many du'as in the Munajat Maqbool. If we read from there, we'll even start by hearting these du'as. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of walking the path shown to us by our Buzurgan-e-Deen. This is a very important jalsa. Allah Ta'ala make it beneficial and Allah Ta'ala accept it as well. Listen, I don't find inshirah in myself today, that this openness in my heart and in my mind that I could actually speak. But my dua is that Allah Ta'ala take the madrasa from strength to strength. This year is also a great feat of the madrasa and a great achievement that they host this type of jalsa. Not only that, they call and they invite others, due to which so many people gather. Allahumma alif bayna qulubina wa aslih dhata baynina wahdina subul as-salam wa najjina min adh-dhulumati ila an-nur wa jannibna al-fawahisha ma dhahara minha wa ma batan wa barik lana fi asma'ina wa absarina wa qulubina wa azwajina wa dhurriyyatina wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam to make such du'as in which everything is encompassed and everything has been taken care of. You'll find these du'as in the Munajat Maqbool. Here the ustads are doing so much of work with ikhlas, Allah Ta'ala accept it. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.